Welcome to the Loft Talk Show. And today's topic is the loft dancer. And people always ask me, what is a loft dancer? What is lofting? Well, lofting does not make sense to me. But a loft dancer was a person who danced in the loft. You didn't have to be the best dancer in the loft, but you was dancing in the loft. You were a loft dancer. You had your flippers, I mean, everybody had a favorite dancer in the loft. Even I did. I used to watch Juice all the time, one of my favorite dancers. But anyway, anybody who danced in the loft, especially in the 70s, was a loft dancer. And then you had all these different types of dancing. And again, all these different types of dancing with the jazz, acrobatics, break dancing, whatever you want to call it. You're dancing in the loft. That's a loft dancer. That's the meaning of loft dancing. Loft dancing just means that, oh, he was dancing in the loft. And that trend followed to other clubs because they were saying, what kind of move is he doing? What's he doing? Is he bugging out? How's he dressed? Look how he's dancing. And loft, to me, a loft dancer was a dancer when he went to the other clubs, was a dancer who was different. A different type of dancer. I mean, he would stand out. If he was standing on his head, spinning on his head, flipping on his back, he looked different. And they stood out. The clothes they wore, the whole thing, the whole ball game. Loft dancers were people who danced in the loft. And the people that in the, say, middle 80s who say that people who were dancing a loft and they called it some kind of dance called lofting is ridiculous. There's no such thing as lofting. What is lofting? It does not make sense to me. So again, and even in the loft, there were so many good dancers. I can never say who was the best, because there were so many. I mean, if you didn't go to loft in the 70s or the early 80s, then you didn't see the real loft. I mean, in the 84, 85, 86, you had dancers coming up. Maybe 83, Archie, Tony, Loft Dance, all these guys were good, but they were like a skeleton crew compared to the dancers that were back in the 70s and the early 80s. There was no comparison. It was a whole club full of dancers, okay? And again, these dancers did not dance alike. We danced with each other, but we did not look alike. Okay, so and if we did go to another club, people right away knew, oh shit, these guys are from the loft. Why? Because they're doing something that nobody has ever done before. They're doing some wacky shit. I won't say wacky, but something that out of the ordinary. Let's say it like that. And in those days, people they were hustling, doing the hustle, or they were doing the fad. Whatever was popular. But the law was an underground scene, and it just kept getting popular and popular and popular. It went into the 80s, to middle 80s, and me into the 90s. Okay, so again, you want to call me a loft dancer? Yes. You know why I'm a loft dancer? Because I was dancing in the loft. That's why I'm a loft dancer. And there was many, many more just like me. I just got lucky and was able to carry my talent a little further. Thank you for listening to the Loft Talk Show.